Good morning. We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. We will be doing streams earlier this week because of the consensus conference where I live in Austin, Texas. If you need a roadmap in crypto, stick with this channel. Turn on alerts in that Bill channel so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. All right. Let's see who's here super early in the morning. By the way, kudos to the Eagle King behind the scenes for getting up at 4:30 in the morning, West Coast time. All right. So we have Kita Sira is here, Horace, Javier, Busy, Brandon, Dan, VA Buds, Leo, Tex Media. Welcome. Busy says, early bird gets the worm. All right, let's rock news. Let's go. Okay, so a lot of stuff to talk about. We have, we're going to start with this chart. Okay, so the hedge fund pain trade that we've been talking about for 2 or 3 days, where there's this monster rally not only over Memorial Day weekend, but all through the consensus conference, has obviously started, right? First, it was the ETH memes. That was Mog and Pepe. And now it's in the Solana memes. And man, is it in the Solana memes. Bonk, Whiff, Popcat, and even stuff down the chain like Bohm. I mean, like there's a Penguin, there's Salama. I mean, it's all up 10%. So there's the Solana memes, and then there's also like the political meme coins, which are also heating up. So I don't anticipate any of this stopping. The big coins like Solana are eventually going to follow, but these memes are going to lead the market higher. I mean, memes are leading the market. And if you have a speculative asset take off, right? A speculative asset takes off, then a lot of times the bigger assets follow. And if you have Mt. Gox overhang on Bitcoin, right? Because we'll go over the news, right? Mt. Gox, is supposedly liquidating or moving Bitcoin around to start selling, to start paying people back, whatever. It just builds the case for Ethereum. We've heard Mt. Gox selling stories so many times. Guys are going to take that Bitcoin OTC. It's not like it's going to hit the market. Meantime, Bonk up. Bonk is approaching a head and shoulders bottom target. And, again, Pepe and all these other coins took out their high. Bonk is probably next. Okay, altcoin daily, reminding everybody that Ethereum on exchanges just hit a 6-year low. I mean, people who think this can't go up really, really, really need to recalculate. I mean, I'm serious. They seriously need to recalculate. Okay, I'm looking for, we've got some Vitalik news in here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Vitalik claws back crypto community's right to redefine inflation. The Ethereum co-founder asserts the crypto community's right and challenging traditional economic definition and addressing misinformation. Okay, so Ethereum is dead. Vitalik doesn't know what he's doing. A narrative we've heard over and over and over again. If ETH tokenomics are different than they were when ETH was proof of work, well, I'm going to leave that up to the tokenomics people to sort that out. The bottom line is the demand for ETH could be so huge, both as a currency and an investable asset and a technology platform, right? That who cares about tokenomics minutia? Seriously. Ethereum price is in a bull market. So now the media is, of course, going from Ethereum is dead to we're in a bull market, 4K's next. They're a little late on stuff like this, but okay. We'll give the media a pass. Now, back to Ethereum. I'm going to locate Michael Saylor here, flipping on. Oh, here he is. Okay, Michael Saylor. So let's start with this. All right. Michael Saylor makes a 360-degree turn on Ethereum and validates the spot Bitcoin ETF, the spot Ethereum ETF. So Mike was like, Ethereum's no good. Now Michael Saylor has completely changed his mind. In Ethereum with a journalist post Ethereum ETF, Mike says the Ethereum ETF is good for Bitcoin. And I've discussed this because it's going to bring more money into the ecosystem. It's going to bring more money into Bitcoin. I talked about this at the asset allocation level, pension funds, mutual funds, all these big players, right? So if crypto becomes a sector, right? In other words, if you have Bitcoin, it's like, okay, well, it's just Bitcoin, right? It's just like, okay, it's just Amazon stock. It's only one stock in a sector. But if you have a crypto version of the Magnificent Seven, with Ethereum being, the crypto magnificent number 2, you have a sector that's going to bring in more equity investors, right? They're going to have to own Bitcoin and Ethereum. Or they're just going to say, hey, we got to own both, or all 3, or all 4. So Mike's like, okay, well, if we're going to do a regulatory approval, let's go. Now, of course, he didn't like he didn't like Ethereum in the beginning because, like any big player, he talked his book, right? Every big player talks their book, right? They come out and say, oh, my book is better than, your book or anyone else's book, right? It's like a way to get attention. So, he can't get attention with Bitcoin is great. We already know that. So first he gets attention with, Ethereum is no good. Then he gets attention as, oh, yeah, I'm fine with it. It's perfect, right? He's in the news. He is in the news. Look at this. One third of U.S. voters say they're going to weigh the crypto view before they vote. That's 1/3. So guess what, everybody? These politicians better pay attention. They better pay attention. And they of course, they are paying attention, right? I mean, Trump, again, who I can talk about on this show, but can't talk about anywhere else, realistically is just absolutely, I mean, look at this. Oh my God. Like I saw this morning, like even this as talk, right? Like RFK Jr. started talking about backing U.S. treasuries with gold and Bitcoin. And now and this is a classic thing from technology investing. I studied technology investing in business school back in 2000, right? That was when the internet was taking off. And there was a saying, little guy innovates, big guy wins. Now, none of you know what I'm talking about, but, there was like an initial internet browser, Netscape, right? Netscape eventually, it went public. Then it was Explorer, then Safari, and then Chrome. So the little guy innovated, but the big guys wound up winning the browser wars. The same thing with search, the same thing with, chatbots. So RFK Jr., he innovates. He said, oh, let's do crypto. Let's free Ross. Let's free Julian Assange. Let's pardon Snowden, right? And then the big man, he just has to take those ideas and blast it out to a much bigger platform, which is his audience. So now Trump's like, hey, maybe we can solve the debt. Can we do anything with Bitcoin? Can because he wants to cut taxes, right? So, just in case there's more on Trump here, right? So Trump is holding 10 million in assets. So it's good that he's got the wallet, for additional cred. The fact that Trump issued NFTs in a bear market, right? and got this ETH, and he held it. I'm glad that, for his sake, that he didn't sell it all. Okay, now more about Trump. So Trump may be good for crypto in more ways than you think. Bill Gross, who runs a huge, or used to run a huge bond fund called PIMCO, and he's now out on his own, he thinks Trump is worse for interest rates and the bond market than Biden was. Mainly because what Trump is going to want to do is come in and cut taxes. Now, there's truth and not truth to this. First of all, the government already burned through all the tax receipts from this year in like 2 weeks. So, poor people not paying taxes is not going to hurt the U.S. government. But Gross is right that Trump is going to want to continue to spend money, and he's going to want less tax revenue, which is a nice way of saying that Trump is not only talking pro-Bitcoin, but Trump's policies are probably going to be pro-Bitcoin too, because he's going to make the dollar go down. Or he may erode the credibility of U.S. government debt. Right? I mean, it's not impossible for politicians to want to go out and print. Like, he's going to fire everybody at the Fed. They're going to be way more dovish. I don't know what it means for inflation. Maybe inflation goes up in this scenario. I don't know. But there isn't going to be Jerome Powell there. There's not going to be Jerome Powell there to hike rates. Trump's not going to allow that. So, Trump has a bullish Bitcoin bend no matter how you cut it. Seriously, right? Like, here's a catchy thing. In the 1700s, Americans lost it after being taxed 2% by the British. This is from an American movie by a very aggressive and dramatic actor, Mel Gibson. Okay. And then 2020, America's being taxed 37%. And, it's a Muppet. We're just sort of, tolerating being a drone on the tax farm, as I heard one person say it, right? Or drones. Okay. Now, just a few things about trade and recession. A global trade war looms. Okay. But it's just not trade war to fear, supposedly. There are also mounting strains on global shipping. Now, this can contribute to inflation. This can contribute to recession. Recession, to me, feels inevitable. If that's not true, and you have Trump cutting taxes, again, these things and the flood of money that may come from a Trump-led Fed is enormous. I mean, it's like, I've actually come around. Here it is. Okay. So Trump is also giving consideration to pardoning Julian Assange, right? So notice Trump, I saw RFK do this podcast, and now Trump's doing podcasts with dudes in beanies. Okay. So, you don't have to like this guy or not like this guy, but, he is doing the things that he needs to say to get elected, period. And it's super pro crypto. Super pro crypto. Okay. So we're going to go to meme TA. So we have Text Media. Okay. We have Cap Axon 3, Kyron, Adam. Okay. Okay. He got banned from entering. Wow. Okay. But he actually wants him back in office. That's really funny. And you know what? There is a funny news story. There's actually two funny news stories I want to bring back up. So one of the funny news stories is Americans who are fleeing the country are being deported from Mexico. So Americans are importing inflation into Mexico, and they're being deported as a result of it. So there's like illegal Americans all over Mexico, which is funny. Don't laugh. I've thought about it. And I know guys who went down there to get legal a long time ago. Okay, here comes Eagle King with the tweet. Right, here it is. Okay. Americans are getting deported. This is great for the dollar, by the way, right? Americans are escaping to Mexico, but everything's fine with the dollar. Everything's fine with the country. The Mexicans are deporting the Americans. I mean, sometimes I wondered. I know we kind of need a border wall to like control immigration, but sometimes I wonder if that border wall is to keep them out and keep us in. This is why we crypto. Now, speaking of trying to like make over your image, I understand that George Soros, okay, so here he is, Darth Vader himself, right? The guy, the poster boy for the deep state, trying to remake his image by putting 2% of his $6 billion into MicroStrategy, right? In other words, he owns the Bitcoin ETF or a Bitcoin proxy by owning MicroStrategy. Everybody trying to fix their image these days with crypto. And of course, the larger point is if Soros has 6 billion and allocates 2% to Bitcoin, that's 125 million. What happens if you get players that manage, say, I don't know, 6 trillion to put 2% in Bitcoin? That's $125 billion that has to go into Bitcoin. And we're supposed to be like, ooh, because the government's got to sell for Mount Gox. I mean, yeah, okay, whatever. That'll work today. That might work in June because I don't know, there might be some sort of catalyst, but like first Soros, first Saylor, then Soros, then Cathie Wood, then all the state of Wisconsin, all these big players, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And you know what, folks? The legacy world is enormous. No limit to this. Okay, we're going to PowerPoint to talk ridiculous meme coins and like the epic hedge fund pain trade. Right? Like this has got to be the biggest pain trade I've seen in a while. So here's ETH just to start with. Let's talk about Ethereum. You know, Ethereum, I thought was going to blow through 4,000 on a Memorial Day holiday, but it didn't. So everybody's coming back into work and they have to decide whether or not they want to be left behind if ETH goes. These meme coins are leading the market. Right now, Pepe and Mog have stopped, so they may be safe in ETH. Then again, everybody coming out of Pepe and whatever else is coming back into ETH. So they got meme coin profits and they may turn around and start buying ETH. Pepe has a 9 top, which probably means today is a pause day. Could be a top. If you look at Pepe and Pepe goes down today or tomorrow and then turns around and starts going up again, then you're going to have a mega trend. Okay, this could be a spurt off the Bitcoin ETF and then the bid's just going to go somewhere else. If Pepe has this 9 top and doesn't go down, then ETH's probably going to 4,700, ironically, led by Pepe. Now, we talked about Bonk yesterday. You know, the day to buy Bonk was Sunday night. Now Bonk just keeps going up. They dipped it, and then they just turn around and buy it all back in. You could have like 8 or 9 more up days in Bonk. They had a head and shoulders bottom in Bonk. You're headed for the upside target, but God, if Bonk gets to its all-time high and then blows through it, I mean, yes, it's closer to being at the target. Like Mog stopped at a target. Bonk may not stop, right? I mean, Solana hasn't really moved. And if this is 4x levered Solana, like look at WIF. like WIF hasn't gone back to its high yet. All these things are going back to their high, right? Pepe made a new high. Bonk's going back to its high. I mean, what is going to happen to this market if WIF goes from 375 to 475 or does something wild like print $5? You know what I'm saying? Like, this could get wild all during consensus just based on memes. Now, I think the memes are going to pull everything else up with it. You know, the memes are not going to go up and stay up, and the rest of the market's just going to go meh, right? So WIF at $5 could give you Solana at 200. It could give you ETH at 4,700, and they could do all this now. They could do it now. Or they can do it the first week of June, right? They can just do it all through consensus. Again, consensus, the conference hasn't even started yet. So this crypto mania, right? Think about it. First, it's like Ethereum ETF, Gensler vanquished, right? Everybody who was spent the last 2 years railing against the SEC, they got nothing to talk about now. Now you have continuous news flow on politicians. We talked about that yesterday. Now you have meme coins smoking to the upside. And then you're going to have the conference where we're just going to actually start all over again. We're going to have real world assets, Novogratz, all these guys are just going to just talk it up. Right? All the catalysts that come out of this are going to make people realize, oh my God, the demand for all these products, whether it's memes or ETFs, it's bigger than anyone thinks. Now, again, just going through charts, none of this is investment advice. You need to do your own research, but like, for example, you look at this Michi coin, it's up 40% today. And a lot of what's going on in these meme coins is they went up and then they came back into some support zone and they're holding. The political coins look like this. When? Oh my God, this is like a rounding bottom. I mean, if we're going to moon it all, there's a lot of room to go up in when. I mean, just saying, just saying, right? None of this is investment advice again, but it does look like a rounding bottom in when. Okay, Solana, this chart got a little bit messed up. It's a 90-minute chart, like 170, 171 is a key level. So, Solana's got to kind of get going, but I can't see how Solana doesn't get going with the memes acting like this. Because again, all a meme coin is in Solana is 4 or 5 or 3x levered Solana. Okay. Bohm is a bird on a wire getting ready to fly. Right? This moving average is generated by a quantitative system. So again, I'm not an expert on what these things are, but it looks like, there's a lot of resistance here, but if they don't care about resistance and they don't care about topping signals, okay, ladies, okay, so ETH memes that have not moved yet. This is like a Milady ETF. I saw some guy talking about it on Twitter. I have a business partner. This is like her favorite, her like stealth favorite meme coin. Like if there's another rally in ETH, should we be looking for breakouts in some of these coins? Okay. Like just to be silly, right? Like the Pepe pork. It's basically come all the way down to where it started. These are just charts. These are just ideas. Boomer, right? Boomer to the 62% retracement of its up move. Interesting how they've come down here 3 times, right? They keep banging on this 62% retracement level. And this underscores a point that I've been trying to make across markets, that there are opportunities. Like just because you wake up and you see some stuff up 20%, there's some stuff that hasn't moved yet. And if this goes on for like 2 or 3 days, it actually might move. So it's like, it feels like the market's paralyzed. It feels like the market goes up 20% and people go, oh, I'm too scared to buy it. Then the stuff that's down that hasn't gone up, people are like, well, it's down. It hasn't moved yet. I don't know if I should do this. It hasn't performed. It's this idea of sector rotation in crypto. Sector rotation, Pepe, Bonk, WIF, When, I don't know, ladies, Boomer, Solana, ETH, real world assets, rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Now, oh my God, this political meme coin stuff. I did a report in my Patreon store where I talked about the the market cap expansion that can happen in these political meme coins and Fed policy, because they're probably going to have to cut rates. They're going to have to cut rates at some point before, I think, the political conventions or the elections. They're going to have to cut right around in there in July or September, because something bad is going to happen, right? There's a reason why George Soros has 2% of his money in MicroStrategy. It's not just PR. So I don't know if that guy can be salvaged from a PR point of view. The market cap expansion, if Trump becomes, I saw him flying over a NASCAR race. Again, you don't have to like this guy, but the cult of personality that can drive a meme coin, again, even if you don't like him, right? I think this Trump coin, right? All of these meme coins are doing this, like these political coins. This is what Trump did, right? Trump had this like base down here, and it went up and it came back and it tested the top of the base and then it went up 50%. Trump is doing something similar. So you used to have Trump and Biden. Now you have Trump and Trump. I don't know what the point of Biden is anymore, right? In other words, he's going to go on the debate stage and not do well or drop out. So it's either you love Trump, or you love Trump, you want to make fun of Trump, or you don't like Trump and you want to make fun of Trump. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is like this market cap on this coin is like 100 million. So again, it's not investment advice. You have to just take this with tongue in cheek. But again, we're having almost daily and weekly catalysts from politicians about crypto, about issues about freedom. They haven't started talking about TikTok yet. TikTok is next. Okay. Freedom of speech that could help degen with social media. Okay. This is the Kennedy token, which makes fun of RFK, which for some reason can't get going. Don't want to talk too much about this because it's super low cap. This is actually not my favorite. The one that I liked had to be restructured, which I was like, kind of like an eyeball roll, right? They're issuing that new token Wednesday. Again, the point is the market cap of these tokens has, in my mind, nowhere to go but up. This is the daily chart of Trump that shows the breakout, the return move. Look at them banging on the top, this old high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days they were banging on this thing. If you have dogs and cats going to billions upon billions, like if Trump wins the election, why can't Trump trade at 2 billion? Or God forbid, RFK comes out of nowhere and, I don't know, accepts Trump's VP, or the Democratic Party pulls Kennedy in, or the Democratic Party maybe pulls in someone else other than Biden. Trump, RFK, Biden, a new person with bunk and whiff acting like this, punky, right? Up, sideways. Remember the square range in punky and meme coins? If you have a square range, you have a consolidation, they break out and it holds. So if this meme coin thing goes on more than a week, then this could go higher, even though it's had a lot of market cap expansion. Okay. And even stupid little stuff like Giga. Like I redrew this again, not investment advice. Please just relax. Giga Chad up, and here's this old high, right? And they're banging on it. If you have Sol, you have Solana go to 200, you're going to have people going crazy in these small cap memes, right? This is the ape meme, Harambe, right? It's like, okay, they go up, they go down, it tests the range, it goes up, it comes back down, it tests the range. So could this be over? Yeah, maybe if it comes back in this box. But what happens if these things hold support? It's like you really have to ask yourself. The big Solana memes are moving, right? Okay, fine. That's obvious. Then if Solana goes, and Solana starts moving, does it take all these little memes with it? Again, the crypto market has a unique way of kind of like, I don't know, kind of like overextending itself, let's say. kind of like, messing up what could be a perfectly good rally with excess. Okay. So, you have ETH, you have Solana, but then if you have meme mania for like a week and a half, the crypto market at that point could be overextended, but we're not there now. We're not there now. It's like everyone's coming out of a huge bear crash and going, yeah, I want these meme coins. And the hedge funds have to chase it. This is a part where retail puts pressure on hedge funds. It's like, retail piles into these memes and then hedge funds have to buy it because hedge funds are too scared that Solana or Ethereum is going to take off without them. Okay. Just a ridiculously destroyed meme with like hundreds of thousands. I don't know. Something happened to this meme, but it's just like, it's unbelievable how down these things are relative to where they were. Waffles. Okay. These things like they take off and then this is another square range. That's the point, right? When they take off out of these square ranges. Now, this could be an example of something I don't like, maybe. So this is like some ridiculous penguin coin on Solana. Obviously, there's a big base here. So this is what could happen and when. Now, what you don't want in meme coins is you want to stay away from the double spike. So if you see spike up, range, spike up, and if this spike fails badly, done. As in like, not only get out of the position, but, the meme coin is done if you get spike, done, right? You want to see up, square, up, retrace, up. That's my meme TA clinic for the day. Okay, Neff is here. Good morning. Okay, Neff is here. Today's stream is early, yes, because of consensus. Okay. Adam wants to welcome people from the Middle East. Kyron is here from the UK. Welcome. Okay. Okay. I think somebody is here from Thailand. Right. Leo had to double check the start time. Yes. Most likely. So today we did it on the fly. There's a 95% chance that the stream tomorrow and Thursday will be at 8 a.m. Eastern. We have to check with management on that. And there may not be a stream on Friday, only because, I'm due to go to see my daughter down in medical school. So I may actually have to take a day off. And now we end with this. This guy's really good at doing his disaster stuff. 78% of Americans now say fast food is a luxury. Okay. We see this every day. 4,000 hits for me, which is a lot, on a YouTube short that says they are feeding this stuff to you every day. Oh my God, fast food prices. Oh my God, you need 200 grand a year to live. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We hear this every single day. And you know what, folks? This is why we crypto. This is why Donald Trump cryptos. This is why RFK cryptos. This is why the Democrats and Gensler capitulated on ETFs. At some point, people need to understand the only way to protect yourself against problems with fiat currencies and anything related to sovereigns and what Ray Dalio calls debt money. So he tells you to get non-debt money. The only way to protect yourself against debt and food inflation is crypto. It's crypto, because crypto rises and then you have more wealth. And then when you go to the store, it's not as painful. It's as simple as that. Is that a hedge? Maybe, but you're just getting a different form of money. It's like, hey, I need a new form of money, right? Busy needs more Chipotle. Yeah, I agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a place in Austin called P. Terry's that's actually competing on price. Everybody at this one place I go to was talking about how, they're trying to stay the last affordable place. It's funny, right? It's like, hey, what can I get for $15? These conversations are funny, right? Everyone's like, I never knew that fast food prices could become like this, like pop culture thing where everyone's like, oh my God, hey people, I got a great idea. And I know I don't have to tell you this, but the rest of the world needs to stop looking at fast food prices and need to start looking at Solana and Ethereum. And if they don't understand that, they need to look at Pepe and Bonk until they understand Solana and Ethereum. Okay, but I'm preaching to the choir. People, that's the market update. Thanks for getting up early. We'll see you tomorrow.